Hey guys, Rachel here. We're headed to work at the Lice clinic today, and absolutely nothing could have prepared me for the client that walked in. It's my first client of the day, and you can see there's over 1 million eggs built up in here for God knows how long. Since this is a pretty severe infestation, the eggs have been laid on top of each other, creating these thick and heavy and super sticky sections of the hair. So I'm super concerned on how I'm actually going to be able to treat this, but I didn't want to lose hope. I started with the heat machine, which kills everything. In a case like this, it's mainly good for just killing the big ones, which you can see a lot of them are starting to fall out. I thought it would be best to tackle one thing at a time and just focus on trying to get as many of the actual lice out of here as I can. But the more and more I'm doing this, the more I'm realizing that this is actually close to a impossible job. I started the comb through anyways just to see how my client would react, and because the eggs are so built up and sticky on top of each other, I have to start from the very bottom and slowly chip away at the build-up. This is already an incredible arm workout, and we've taken out quite a lot of eggs from just one tiny section of her hair. This section took more than an hour to clear, and it was incredibly painful for my client. Her scalp was incredibly wounded with a lot of open sores, and when the eggs are built up like this, it's almost like trying to brush super glue out of the hair. At this point, it had taken more than 2 hours, and my client realized that this was going to be an incredibly painful and long-lasting job. And that's not something she has time for when these lice are making her incredibly sick. This girl has had multiple iron transfusions to try and combat the impact the lice have had on her health. And I wasn't going to sit there and torture her more by ripping at her hair for hours on end, so I cleaned up the clinic and suggested to her that we need to shave in. And although that was hard news, she understood the importance of her health, and we got her lice-free one way or another so she can heal.